it's now time for just a little bit of an interruption in our thoughts with planning. We so far have talked a bit about um, backwards design. I mentioned that we would be looking at that, and we did with Jay McTighe. And in a few minutes, we're going to go into exploring 6E and planning towards inquiry lessons. But I did want to take a minute to think about some of the things we do pour into our lessons. And one of the best things we can do is to incorporate one of my favorite things, which is, of course, children's books. And so there is a lot of potential um, for incorporating children's literature into um, into your science class and science lessons. And it's with elementary education, it's often very, very difficult to get everything in a day. And I think sometimes teachers look at elementary education as thinking about teaching math, teaching science, teaching reading aloud to students, doing things inside of literacy, and they see them as these separate components. However, if we consider integrating whenever possible, and again, whenever it makes sense, some things don't always go together, but thinking about instead of randomly picking a book up off the shelf to do some shared reading experiences, choosing something that could lend itself a little bit more towards science. So each year, the National Science Teachers Association gathers from lots of teachers um, recommended books that have come out that are fantastic books to incorporate into your library to promote science concepts. So, by clicking on the link, you will have access to the most current um, selection of trade books. This was just conducted in because 2019, of course, ended in December. So this is our most recent PDF of those books. I want to encourage you to take a moment to visit that site, um, as there might be some great recommendations for our science night that's coming up. However, I do think it's very important that we take a moment for you to sit back and engage with a great read aloud. This book is called Cece Loves Science. I would like, again, we do not have a workshop that follows this video, this section of the video, but it is worth your time to have this shared experience of this book for our course.